20% increase in average order value. This is pretty nuts to me. This is kind of bread and butter stuff. It's not very exciting, but it works, and that's a huge amount of increase in average order value. What are the top 10 things, I think, or the top 4 things that create joy, according to survey? Do you remember what number 1 was? Getting something free.
Getting something free.
Getting something free is the number 1 thing that brings people joy. Upselling and cross-selling stuff. Do you think that customers find that pushy ever? How do you design it to make it not pushy?
Let them discover this stuff on their own, put it in front of them, give them a chance, but don't force feed it to them.
It increases the return on ad spend, which increases clicks, increases volume, increases revenue. I can't believe this boring tactic generated an additional 20% increase in average order value. This is pretty nuts to me. This is kind of bread and butter stuff. It's not very exciting, but it works, and that's a huge amount of increase in average order value that also increased revenue by what?
15% overall.
About 15% from fewer visits.
Yeah.
So increased conversion rate, increased average order value, which has a significant impact on profit, way more than that increase. So it's probably increased profit by 30 to 40% in reality. So tell us, what did we do, Alex?
So first of all, we had some small tweaks to the delivery threshold and the free delivery threshold. So I think we increased delivery from 250 to 325.
Okay.
And we increased the free delivery threshold from 20 to 30.
Okay, and that was from some research looking at competitors.
That was from some research looking at competitors, what other people were doing, and the effects from that were pretty instant. Yeah, I would say the first thing we did notice was there was a massive increase in people ordering between 35 and 30.
Yeah. So, but with this store, we've done other episodes of this where we're talking about almost like single product store. There's not really much choice of extra things unless you buy more of the same thing. With this store, we have a lot more choice. Nowhere near the scale of Amazon, but I think Amazon, I could buy one of those and one of those. Like if you're going to the supermarket, I was like, I'll also buy some bananas. So, I might as well buy some soup because at some point I will use it.
Yeah. So a focus for us on this website very early on was the concept of upselling. We really wanted to say, okay, you've bought this, so what about this? So what we started doing is we started just kind of introducing new products on the page, and when you reach the checkout, there was this check out our other best-selling products. Yeah. And also just something small psychological things like introducing, you are this far away from free delivery, here are some other things you could buy. Yeah. Just to engage them and just to kind of go, you can save money here, you can save yourself money, you can get something else you potentially need. There are some similar things to this, like if you're buying something laundry related, here's something else laundry related. They go together. Save money while doing it.
And we're making it really easy for someone to get over that threshold that they're quite close to.
They're not having to go, back out the car, right, let's look elsewhere on the website, let's look at all this other stuff. Let's hunt around for something I don't particularly want, but I might as well say, like, here's something you might want. Here's something you probably want because it goes with this. Here's something else that does really well. It's got all these good reviews. Loads of people buy it. Click this button, add it to your cart. Bingo, you're over the threshold and you've got this thing that usually costs a tenner and it's only really costing you net a £5. Yeah. So you're winning here.
Yeah. And it was interesting. So we had our company do just recently, and we were playing a board game, and one of the questions was, what are the top 10 things, I think, or the top 4 things that create joy, according to survey? Do you remember what number 1 was? Getting something free.
Getting something free.
Getting something free is the number 1 thing that brings people joy. So if you can create a pricing strategy where people get things for free, then you're going to be onto a winner. Yeah. Now, obviously, you might have to adjust your pricing to create enough margin to give something away free, of course. But free delivery, well, that feels like a win. I'm getting free delivery. Now, but if you can say, well, actually, you're getting this product free when you buy these 2, then that's even more powerful. And it brings joy and makes people happy, and people like doing the things that make them happy. So if we can say, if you spend more money, you get things free, and that makes you happy, you are more likely to do them. Yeah. So free is definitely a huge motivator in terms of conversion rate, and that's some of the things that we did here.
And it's like, it's almost like a win-win situation, because if you're going on the website, you only need one specific thing, and you do see this, okay, you buy 2 of these, you get one of them free. All of a sudden, they're doubling their order size value-wise to us because they're buying another product, but they're still getting something for free. So it is kind of creating this win-win. It wins for us because we get bigger orders. It wins for them because they're getting something free.
Yeah, and the other boring but really powerful part of this, if we think about Google Ads as that particular strategy, but if you think about Google Shopping for e-commerce, then because the average order value is going up by 20%, then the return on ad spend is going up by 20%. So if we're using a bid strategy of return on ad spend,
simple ROAS,
then we're hitting that more. That means Google will bid more, our ads are in higher positions. Guess what happens? We get more clicks and spend more money, but we also get more revenue for every sale. So it increases the return on ad spend, which increases clicks, increases volume, increases revenue, and that would be why we saw also that 15% increase in overall revenue. Obviously, we have lots of other channels as well, email, organic, etc., affiliate.
Google especially, we have seen massive increases across the board in revenue, what we're being able to spend on ads, what we're bidding on ads, that has really started snowballing now. Yeah,
and we were, it's fair to say, with Google Ads, the limiting factor wasn't the volume of traffic. The limiting factor was not really the cost per click, and it wasn't the volume of traffic there was at all. The limiting factor was we couldn't, at the average order value that we had, the conversion rate and the cost per click basically didn't stack up to make that equation work. So we're kind of getting the lower value clicks because we can't afford to bid as much as other stores, as other competitors. So once we tipped into this higher order value, we tipped into this kind of bucket of traffic where we show more often, more frequently, and we're in better positions. Therefore, we get more clicks, higher click-through rate, and then the whole thing tips to make that work. So it's very easy to kind of go, Google Ads isn't working. What's wrong with Google Ads? But actually, you have to focus on what happens to that traffic once someone clicks.
Okay, Google Ads only get someone to the store. You then have to actually sell them the product when you're in the store.
Yeah, so it's about conversion rate optimization, which we've done a whole bunch of shows about. But the average order value arguably is a bigger lever to pull than the conversion rate. So I think we talked about this in an episode just recently that actually we, for one store, we had a poorer conversion rate, but a higher average order value after we made some changes. So the net result of that was actually, although it's costing us more per conversion, we're getting even more than that gained in the average order value. So, this is, I don't know, conversion rate was higher, it was £25, but the conversion value went to £35, but our conversion rate went down. But the net result is we made more profit.
Yeah.
And drove more revenue. And that's what's important. So the conversion rate is important. It's one of the many metrics in the equation. But this was a really interesting one to kind of look at and say, well, conversion rate's worse, but the average order value is better. It's more profitable overall. So do more of that, and that's been super helpful. So do you think customers see the upselling and cross-selling stuff? Do you think that customers find that pushy ever? How do you design it to make it not pushy?
I think you just don't get in their face about it.
Yeah.
So make it look natural on the site. So if you're showing related products, if you're just showing them bestsellers, just showing them things which relate to what they're looking at. Don't just have them scrolling a page and all of a sudden you pop something up.
Yeah.
Effectively, don't scream at them to buy stuff.
Yeah.
Let them discover this stuff on their own. Put it in front of them.
Yeah.
Give them a chance, but don't force feed it to them.
Yeah. So pop-ups. No.
No. Honestly, if I go on a website and I'm just getting bombarded with pop-ups, I'm out of there.
I was stood with somebody who was looking at a store on their phone and heard them just gasp and another pop-up, like just all the time. It was like another pop-up, and I think there's a very careful balance when you're using pop-ups. Like, I think probably I would say, obviously you want to test this and prove it, but every audience is different. But you want to think about using maybe one pop-up.
Yeah.
That's okay. But don't go, here's a pop-up. Oh, you're a new customer, get 10% off. That's great. And then when you look at a product, go, oh, you could also buy this. Here's another pop-up. It's like, no, okay, so it's getting annoying now. And it's going to create a bad relationship, a bad view of your brand, of your website. It feels a bit more pushy.
Yeah.
And then even if that doesn't cause me to leave, which maybe a percentage of people would, that's going to make me lose trust a little bit in the offer that you're making. Probably make the conversion rate worse.
In a way, turn away repeat traffic. If I want something, I go, oh, I remember this website. I'm going to get 18 pop-ups every page I go on.
Yeah.
I'm just going to be like, oh, I can't be dealing with that, especially now where a lot more people are on mobile devices, where a pop-up is effectively the whole screen now.
Yeah.
It's not like when you're on a computer or a laptop where, okay, maybe it's a quarter of the screen, you can still say, a pop-up's like, right, that's your whole screen. Look at this.
Yeah.
Look at this. Look at this. Look at this.
Yeah.
I was like, I've looked at 4 things you've shoved in my face. All I wanted to do was to look and buy one of these.
Yeah.
And it's about building the trust and just saying, we trust you enough to make your way around the website, see what you find. We're gonna kind of nudge you in the direction of other things. Yeah. But it's just, we're not going to force you to look at this stuff.
I love the meal deal analogy. Yeah. I think it's so fantastic. You think about, you go into supermarket or convenience store, we're calling them that these days, where you're kind of going, oh, I just need something I'll just grab a sandwich.
Yeah.
But then you go, oh, the sandwich is I don't know, £2.50 or something, but the meal deal is like $2.99.
Yeah.
Or £3.49 or whatever it is. So you're kind of going, well, I could just buy the sandwich, but now you feel stupid because you're kind of going, well, I feel like I'm overpaying for this. Whereas I could basically, well, hang on a minute, the drink and the snack that goes with it, suddenly I feel like that's costing me £1. Why wouldn't I buy that for £1? I feel stupid not doing it.
I was the exact same thing. I think last week we went shopping. One night was pizza night. So okay, let's get a pizza. And so there's one set of pizzas there. I think they're like just under £6 each.
Yeah.
I was a bit like, I'll just get one of them. But then next to them, there's this deal where you get a pizza and a bit of garlic and like a nice posh bit of garlic bread for about £9 for the pair of them.
Yeah.
So rather than getting a pizza each, costing us about £12,
we
got a pizza and a garlic bread, cost us £18.
Yeah.
But we've just gotten 4 things.
Yeah.
For the price of what would have been 3 of those other pieces. So in our mind, like, we won. We got the garlic bread.
You got stuff free, and there was joy.
Yeah, we got a free bit of garlic bread. And
there was joy.
And I'm not going to lie, I scoffed a whole one of those garlic breads last night.
But to give you the pop-up example, no one that worked in the store came up to you.
Yeah, there wasn't someone going just slap me in the face with a bit of garlic bread, going, buy this, it's free garlic bread, have it.
Yeah.
No.
So we don't. Yeah. So I think we don't need to be super pushy. I think you want to make it obvious and point these opportunities out to people.
Yeah.
And let them choose rather than trying to force.
I think you just nailed it on the head there, is letting them choose what they take action on.
Yeah.
Because if you're giving them that choice, I think they're more likely to go almost in a way, I've made this decision, this deal suits me, I'm doing it.
I feel like an idiot not doing it.
Yeah, that's it. It's almost just like, I'm going to make you an offer you can't refuse.
Yeah, which is great. And so, there's multiple ways of doing this. So we spent some time and test things like the core items. So you can have add-ons, like your example is pizza and garlic bread. And then there's also bundles. This is in a bundle with this, this, and this. And if you buy these together, what works, in your experience, what works better, what works well?
Well, I think we actually have seen some success with bundles. But I think that in that situation, the customer has to be in that mindset of, I'm already going to buy a fair amount of things. And then you give them that offer to bundle them together. So it's a bundle it's kind of like going, I'm ordering 3 or 4 things, let's make it 5 or 6.
Yeah.
Whereas the add-ons, I think they can turn a 1 into a 2 or a 3.
Yeah.
So I think it's a different market for each of them.
Yeah.
But bundles are also, you can market them more in the you can kind of move into gifts and things like that. You can kind of expand your...
So this bundle becomes more almost like that I mean, the kind of cliche way I would think of it is it's more like a hamper.
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't know, if you're buying beauty products and I've got, I don't know, product A and I'm thinking about product B, but these two actually are in this collection.
Yeah.
Whereas actually you're already thinking about spending £25 on these two items.
Well, this collection is 35 quid and you've got three extra things in there.
Yeah,
Like,
and there's like five things in there.
I'm getting three things for a tenner.
Yeah.
And again,
gives you joy because you feel like you're getting
joy.
Deal.
They're winning because they're getting.
Yeah.
They're effectively getting half price on 3 items.
Yeah.
And we're winning because we're getting a higher AOV, which then feeds the machine.
Yeah.
So I guess like that win-win analogy where everyone's a winner.
Yeah. And the add-ons. So we've got a product, and then the opportunity is there to go, well, you're buying a sandwich, why don't you buy a packet of crisps? We also have upsells in terms of, well, there's this consumable product. If you buy 2 of them, then that's cheaper. And then there's if you buy this one, get another one half price.
Yeah, it's also so the buy one get one half price, the buy one get 2, but it's also the language used in them.
Yeah.
So I think one example we've used is rather than just saying here's a pack of 160, here's a year's supply.
Yeah.
So you're kind of putting that in that almost like you buy these now, you don't have to worry about this for a year.
Yeah.
So you can use one every couple of days, done.
Yeah.
See you in a year.
Yeah.
And
this is a product that's not an exciting product to buy. It's like, I don't know.
It's an essential product, essential homeware.
Like toilet roll.
Toilet roll,
it's
have
like,
a year's.
Oh God, I've got to buy toilet
so rather
roll.
than say here's I don't know 32 rolls of toilet roll. Like, here's a month's supply of toilet roll.
Yeah. I'm not going to have to
do this
think
now.
about,
You don't have to buy toilet roll for a whole month.
Yeah.
Kind of. I mean,
as long as you've got the space to store it, it's fine.
Yeah.
Or when it turns up, like the delivery driver delivers it, your neighbour's not going to think you've got some sort of problem.
But as I say, using that sort of language in the upselling, in the add-ons.
Yeah.
So when you're adding on, let's say you're buying something laundry related and you go, okay, I'm buying some detergent.
Yeah.
Oh, how about these scent boosters to go along with it?
Yeah.
And you're going like, well, actually, I probably needed them anyway.
Yeah.
But I'm getting them for half price if I buy them with this.
I think the other thing with the language around the month supply, year supply, 6 month supply, is that actually you're leaning into the benefit of the product rather than the feature. So the classic thing is, if you think about the early days of the iPod, for example, it was like 32, 128 mega storage or something. But actually it wasn't. It was 3,000 songs in your pocket.
That's it. It's using language and terms which your audience would understand, which is directly relevant to them. So with the iPod, I don't know how much 128 meg of storage is. I don't know what that does. I don't know how much you can get on that. Yeah, it means nothing to me. But then you're mentioning it can store over 3,000 songs. I'm like, hold up, that's relevant to me. That's a benefit to me.
Yeah.
I don't care about how much storage it has. 128 megabytes could be 10 songs as far as I'm concerned, because I don't speak, I'm not familiar with that language, I'm not familiar with that side of it.
Yeah. I think when you can relate things, like, it's really interesting. So I've been boring you all to death with like energy costs and solar and stuff in the last week, because we had solar installed at home, but it's been really fascinating for me to actually understand different devices and how much energy they actually use, because I've never had the ability to measure it before. And funnily enough, I was looking last night, and I was like, well, how can we get our energy consumption down? And when you think about like LED bulbs instead of the old-fashioned ones, it's like 100-watt bulbs, called a 100-watt bulb because it uses 100 watts in an hour, so 0.1 kilowatt. That's a light bulb, the old-fashioned filament ones, right?
Yeah.
An LED bulb now is the equivalent. We'll use something like 6 watts. So you're like, well, hang on a minute. What does that actually mean in reality? It means it's less than a penny for an hour to actually run that thing. And I was amazed, like, well, how much does a TV use? And then you were kind of go, oh, it's low energy, it's low energy. Well, it doesn't mean anything. When you actually say that TV you could run for 10 hours for the same price that it costs you to boil a kettle. What now that's meaningful? It's like, oh, it's like nothing then. That's not contributing. Oh, I definitely want an LED TV rather than that old CRT that I've got hanging around. Do you know what I mean? It just relates and it helps you understand that. And I was really amazed about actually how much energy a mobile phone uses, or doesn't, as the case is. So I actually asked it, I was working with ChatGPT, just going how can I save energy? And I was like, what if we charge the phones on cheap rate overnight in our cheap tariff window? What if I did that instead of just charging them normally when I put it on my wireless charger when I go to bed? And it was like, well, you could do this, this and this. You could get this product, like if you get a wireless plug, a Wi-Fi plug, and then you set a routine to turn that on at like 12:30 when your cheap rate is, and then everything plugged into that 4-way into that plug will charge your watch and your phone and things like that. So you could time it. But then it said, if you charge during cheap rate your phone rather than the expensive rate, you will save about £1.50 per year. That's how little energy mobile phones actually use. I've always thought they used a lot. I had that in my head, but I had no idea. But then you think about the benefit of having a mobile phone. It's actually so cheap, the amount of energy you genuinely use in a mobile phone. I had no idea. No one tells you.
No.
But that's what I'm saying about, 9,000 songs in your pocket rather than 32 meg or 64 meg or 14 gig or whatever it is. It gives you some context of what does that actually mean? And that's the language we use then when we're talking about the sales proposition. Like you said, a month's supply, I can feel the benefit of that. Here's a month's supply, it's this big. And you go, well, I've got plenty of space for that. So a month's supply, that's great. Well, hang on a minute, you can have a year's supply, it's like that. Oh, I've got plenty of space. And I'll never have to think about this, like for another year until I get to the bottom of the stack of products.
Yeah. And I think on one certain product line, we are actively advertising. I think since moving to that language model of here's a year's supply, we've seen the larger orders.
Yeah.
Definitely
the other reason for that is this is an alternative product to a mainstream product, and the mainstream product probably let's say it costs £30 for 2 of them, and you probably buy one every other week, whereas this is you can have a year's supply for like £35. So it's like, hang on, I buy one of those every other week, so probably a month. So what I spend in a month, I could have a whole year's supply of this alternative product. Yes, please.
Yeah.
But you can instantly feel the value. A, not having to think about it. B, it's plastic free and you're saving the planet and everything else. But the cost, the amount of money you're going to save is huge.
Yeah.
You're spending £35 a month and we're saying spend £35 in a year and have the same thing, have the same outcome. And it feels like a no-brainer because you are anchoring it to the value proposition of this is a year's supply. Don't have to think about it for a year. I can equate to that as a customer. A bit like the mobile phone thing. Like if you tell me, well, that's the same as boiling a kettle, like once a week, that's the same as the power for your mobile phone. You go, wow, that's amazing. That's even better, So I think relating it in that way to the value is way better than the feature.
Yeah.